Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's TheKidEG, and I'm back again with another video. And today, sorry about the sound, guys. My usual headsets are missing, and my wife took it. I don't know what happened, but you know what? Let's just shoot out into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. Bam! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's TheKidEG, and I'm back again with another video. And you already know what? If you haven't already subscribed for this preview, I'll just play this video. You guys need to subscribe, like, and share that video, baby.
What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me.
Okay, so how's my sound quality, guys? Is it bad or is it still good? Because my sound is sounding not that good on the YouTube. One second. You know what? I'm just gonna need to come back and get this. 1 second. Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me better. Okay, so what about now? I have no idea what's going on with my audio today. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully you can hear me now. Everything's back and running. So let's get started. So first things first, we're going to be looking at the Arsenal game versus, who are we playing again? Are we facing Dundalk again? Oh, man. Arsenal, man. We need to get ourselves out of the Europa League ASAP. You forget what kind of teams you're facing. These guys are just bottom of the bottom. But you guys can hear me now, right? Audio is better? You can hear me? Yeah? External? Yeah. So the audio is better now? Yeah, all good. Thank you. Okay, so let me send the link to some people. Let me send the link out to you. Yes, bro. Come on. And then, so first things first, we're going to be looking at this game versus Dundalk, right? And hopefully we can see some of the kids play. Hopefully we can see a lineup full of kids, energetic, young, inexperienced kids versus Dundalk in a group where we've wrapped it up. We're top of the group. This is the last game. There's no way, with the amount of goal difference we have and the amount of points that we're on, that anyone can catch us. So just play the kids. It's a meaningless game. You know what? Not a lot of people are going to be caring about this game too much. And also, on top of everything else, when it comes to the actual Arsenal games, the game that I want to talk about is the fact that Gabriel Martinelli played yesterday. He was back in the game. He was playing in the checker trade or whatever trophy game that we Gabriel Martinelli was back yesterday, and he played in the checker trade trophy game. I'm trying to get that, but they're just talking about Gabriel all day. Okay, so let's see who's training for the game versus Dundalk, right? So first things first, let's get into this. So you can see here that Arteta's still all smiles. You got the academy kids. You got Runnerson most likely going to start. You got Emma Smith-Rowe in the house, right? What else do we got? We got Arteta smiling. We got Callum Chambers could possibly be back in this game. Balogun obviously could be a feature in this game. By the way, I've sent you the link, Nitish. Callum Chambers in the midfield looking like Ramsey right there. Mohamed Al Neni. Kieran Tierney does not care how cold it is. He's always wearing short sleeves. Got Emil Smith-Rowe. Obviously, we know Cedric's going to start. Rob Holding. Pepe. Yeah, so it's all the boys, right? And then, yo, Nitish, what's good, bro?
All good. I think you saw the debate. That was crazy. That really kicked off the Arteta in versus Arteta out. That went crazy.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. But yo, man, tell me, you think this is the game for these kind of guys, bro?
In all honesty, I want to see Niles playing in midfield and him into the team somehow. Like, if he plays well, obviously I want him into the first team. We don't have creativity, and to be fair to Eddie and Balogun, I wanna see Aubameyang play one game, score a hat trick, and get back his form. We really need that. I know it's not a relevant game, like with respect to our finish or our performance in the Europa League, but Aubameyang needs to find his form and fast.
Yeah. We got JR Fizzy in the house. 1 second, let's add JR. Yo, JR, what's good?
Yo, what's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. I had an audio nightmare before. You just missed it. Oh man, started the video off terrible. But hey, let's get it moving, guys. So first things first, you already know the Europa League. It's all wrapped up. We just want to see kids. What are you guys looking forward to tomorrow? Because it's hard to get yourself up for these games, man. These games are just like
Yeah, they're just throwaway games, really.
Yeah. And then it's just you always want to see the kids. So to me, what's going to get me excited tomorrow, which would probably get you excited, we see Emil Smith-Rowe start, Balogun start.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think he's going to start Aziz, but give him
on the
some game
bench.
time.
I'd like to see him get 5, 10, 15 minutes if he can.
And call me crazy, but a defense without any of the first team players
Yeah.
would be exciting too. But yeah, man, JR, tell me, bro, you haven't been on for a while. Tell me how you feeling, man.
I'm good. But if you're talking about Arsenal, yeah, it's been down in the dumps, man. Like, we are at rock bottom. Like, the thing is with Europa, yeah, like, it's kind of like that middle period, because obviously we've done very well in Europa and stuff, which is fine. But like, it's just so hard to get away from the league. It's so difficult. And then like, I just see like I've seen so many people like taking digs at Man United fans and all these, and I'm thinking, guys, I get it, football banter, I get it, but come on, we are taking shots from 15th. Like, come on now. Do you know what I mean? It's difficult to get away from the league, but one thing the Europa League does do is it allows that little bit of, I mean, I guess we say it every time we play a Europa League game, but it allows that little, like, try and get some morale, try and get some good confidence into the squad, into the players, etc., etc. But yeah, man, for me, I don't really care too much about the Europa League at the moment. Like, my main focus is the league performances, and we're not improving at all. So I'm not in a good place.
Listen,
that point that he just made about morale, I want Aubameyang to get that morale somehow. I don't care whether it is Dundalk. I want Aubameyang to even at least get 50% of that morale and start doing that in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I would play.
You would play him in this game?
Yes, I would.
I've seen a few people say the man needs a goal. And to be fair, against Dundalk, it's a very good opportunity to get. Are we away?
Yeah.
We are away. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for him to get a goal.
Did you see what happened to Lacazette after he scored that goal? He had a decently good performance against Spurs. I'm not saying that we were top class, but it does show on the confidence. The guy was running around, tackling for balls, fighting for balls. I want Aubameyang to be doing that. I don't care if it is like, if we have to compromise a bit right now on the youngsters, they will get their chances, no doubt about it. We have various other tournaments. We can obviously keep doing that. But if Aubameyang doesn't give us the goals anytime soon, we are in big trouble. And we need to sort that issue out more than right now seeing which youngster will give us the goals. Because a youngster may score 10 goals in the Europa League. He's not going to get too many starts in the Premier League. But if Aubameyang doesn't start scoring, we are in big trouble, because he's our go-to man right now.
True. I agree with that. Because to be fair, Aubameyang's been carrying us for like 3 years now, and everyone was always saying when his goals run out, look where we'll be, and his goals have run out, and this is where we are. So yeah, I get it because I have seen a few people make that point. Like Aubameyang needs a goal, whether it's against Dundalk or not. The man needs a goal. So if he can bag like a goal or two, or maybe even a hat trick, he's never scored a hat trick for us. Actually, no, he has once. But if he can get a couple of goals in the game, then yeah, that'll be decent.
I don't think he's gotten a hat trick for us. I think he's gotten a double.
He has. He's got one in Europa League against Valencia.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that was the only one. He hasn't got one in the Premier League though. But yeah, I mean, he needs a goal, man. Like, do you know what's annoying me? It's just the fact that the player that I'm watching is such a different player to what I know. Because I always know, regardless of whether the team's performing or not. Even last season, when our team was not performing, he would have that one chance and he'd take that chance. Against Spurs, his whole aura, his whole body language, his whole demeanor, it just seems so lackluster. It seems so like, yeah, like, all right, cool, like, yeah, like it's just not what I know, and it's annoying me, man, because he's getting a lot of heat right now. But I think it's unfair, but it is what it is. To be fair,
hey, I wouldn't play him. I personally wouldn't play Aubameyang in this game because it's a lose-lose for Arteta. He gets injured, why'd you play him? If he gets substituted and he didn't score, why'd you give him 60 minutes in a dead game? If he gets a goal, guess what? Yeah. It's just Dundalk. So
no, Egal, I'll just say one thing. The fan base that is saying that we need to start Aubameyang in this game are the same ones who are saying that he needs to be dropped from the first team because he's not at all playing like the player that he was. He needs rest. Sure. Not in terms of that he needs to be gone, but he needs rest. So if Dundalk can give him that confidence that I am back, Aubameyang is back, no one will care, because even if you say that he will get injured, he's anyways in line right now to be dropped because of his form and the way he's playing.
He won't be dropped though because he's captain. He won't be dropped.
That is a problem. If
he won't ever be dropped. I don't think, even if he was captain, I don't think he'd ever be dropped either, because at the end of the day, right, I'll be honest with you, if you take him out, you ain't getting goals from anywhere in this team.
No, that is the problem.
Getting goals from nowhere.
When Emery was manager, Xhaka was the captain. So he conveniently took out Aubameyang when his form was dropping, made him a super sub, and then brought him back into the team. Unfortunately, right now, Aubameyang is captain, so Arteta doesn't have the guts to drop him. I said this on a stream that I don't have any hate for Aubameyang. I'm not being negative, but what I'm saying is right now, maybe a 1 or 2 week injury could do us better for Aubameyang, where he gets to get out of the team, gets his mind fresh, and he comes back into the team. And I very specifically said just a 1 or 2 week break. He needs a break. He's saturated. Yeah. He's like at that point where Giroud was when he couldn't score for 14 odd weeks. If he continues to do this, he's going to get abused from the fan base, because you know how the fan base is on social media. They haven't left Eddie Nketiah alone. He got abused and he had to deactivate his Instagram account. So if his Instagram
comments, he did it. That's what we were talking about the other day, I think. I can't remember when we came out. I think, But
he deactivated how dare these guys even be active on social media, though? How dare these guys be active on social media, some people say, because they've lost games. They should hide in the dirt. Like,
come on.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult. And we live in a social media age where everyone's on social media. Like, you got dogs who have personal Instagram accounts. It's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? It's true. Like, it's true. You got people who dedicate an Instagram account to their dogs and take pictures of them. Like, we live in a social media age, and it's a lose-lose. If your team is winning, I think Arsenal fans get annoyed is because, like, when, for example, a Man City lose a game or a Liverpool lose a game, you don't see Mo Salah on Instagram or on Twitter and all these things. You don't see Kevin De Bruyne coming out. And I think that's the thing that Arsenal fans get annoyed about, because other clubs have big players who are, like, yes, they on Instagram, they'll fulfill their commitments or whatever they need to do. But other than that, they're not really on Instagram or Twitter and things like that. Whereas we know Aubameyang is very active. We know that he's very active on Instagram. We know he's very active on Twitter. We know he's very, in the social media kind of group. Like, he knows AFTV and all these different types of things. And I think that's a very easy stick for Arsenal fans to use to beat him. Like it is when he's not performing. It's a very easy. Oh, he's always on Instagram. He's always on Twitter. Blah blah blah. Without actually looking at what's going on. Whereas when he's performing, no one will have a problem with him. They'll be like, drive all the Lambos you want, buy yourself a new house, do whatever you need to do. Like, do you know what I mean? They don't care. But obviously, when he's not performing, it's very easy to go towards the Instagram and the social media.
The silliest remark I ever heard. Aubameyang's form left with troops. This was the silliest remark
this is
I
what
ever
I'm saying, man. These things is so stupid.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you the annual question. Nitish, JR, have you guys flipped? Are you guys still on my boat? Arteta's not the problem. There's bigger issues to fry, or have you guys jumped ship?
My standpoint, I've never really been Arteta in terms of when we were looking to hire managers. I never wanted Arteta because for me, the candidates that we were linked with and the experience of the candidates that we were linked with, Arteta just wouldn't be on the top of that list. Like we were being linked with Brendan Rodgers, Allegri, and these kind of managers. And yes, some people have different arguments for different managers. For me personally, Arteta was never on top of my list. Arteta was not on a lot of people's list. He wasn't. Like, he wasn't that guy for a lot of people, which is why I get frustrated with so many people who like go at someone if they don't like Arteta or if they don't agree with Arteta or what he's doing. Like, has he had good moments in games and has he had good moments in his Arsenal career as a manager? Of course he has. He's won the FA Cup. He's done well. He's beat big teams. Agreed. I think personally, he's beaten the big teams by basically doing what you should do against big teams if you don't have the caliber and quality of players, which is sit back, soak up pressure and all of that, hit them on the break, which is what he did. That's how he won the FA Cup. A couple of goals from Aubameyang, and that's it. Life's good. But the thing is, for me as a manager, I just haven't seen enough from him, and I see a lot of naivety from him, which is what's expected as someone who's never managed. Like, I don't blame him for that naivety. He's gone into a role which he's never had any experience, and he's making naive decisions, which are things that I expect him to do. Like, I expect him to make bad calls on transfers or bad calls on players or bad calls on this and that and tactics and all these things, because he's never had to sit in that position before, which is why I never really want him in the first place. Me personally, I was willing to try and kind of sway towards the idea, but I was kind of just seeing what happens. Like last time, I remember I was on the Arsenal Lounge channel, and I just sat there before the 5 games that we had, and I said, I just want to see what happens, to be honest, because I don't really expect much. And lo and behold, here we are. So for me, I 100% agree that there's a bigger issue. I think that we are turning into a vicious cycle with sack manager, get new manager, have loads of hope, and all of that honeymoon period, sack manager again. I don't want to go into that cycle, which is why I 100% agree. If I was to change something, the first thing that I would change is the owner, then the board, then all the staff, then Arteta, then the players, in that order. Because I would want a competent owner to come in and identify straight away, okay, there are big problems at this football club, like what Liverpool have done. Liverpool's owners, a lot of people say, oh, Liverpool's owners care so much. Like, Liverpool's owners are always involved in stuff. And yes, they'll show their faces for pictures and media. But if you actually look at what Liverpool's footballing structure is, they have employed experts at every single role, transfers, medics team. Look at them. Like, they haven't had a big injury in like 3-4 years of the squad that they've assembled, barring Henderson, I think it was. Like, they just lost Van Dijk this season. He hasn't been injured for like 3-4 years since he signed. That's ridiculous. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And he plays majority of every single game. So Liverpool have employed like experts in every single part of the football club, which is why for me, I think that we should start with the owner, etc., etc. However, it's very easy to get rid of Arteta over the owner. So me personally, I want a full change of everything.
Would you rather?
That's me.
Would you if I could give you a choice? Arteta changes at least 10 to 11 players, or B, Arteta leaves and these 10 players stay until the end of next season?
I'd change the players.
Okay, so
100%.
that's where I am, because
Yeah.
we're leaving. A lot of these players are leaving by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the manager stays. He's already identified which players he needs to leave and which players he needs to identify to bring in. And in my opinion, I feel like Pablo Mari and Cedric were short-term replacements for
they were
Bellerin
stopgaps.
and David Luiz.
Yeah.
Right? I generally feel like Bellerin or David Luiz are out the door, and Pablo Mari is going to replace David Luiz's spot, and Bellerin's spot is going to be replaced by Cedric in the short term until we get our actual right back, or Ainsley can play there. But Nitish, we've already spoken a lot about all this. I feel like we should get into the game. I want to ask you guys. Go ahead.
Just a couple of points I want to make. One thing, the fan base that says Arteta out, they mention a lot of names. Half of those names have already rejected the Arsenal job. They don't want to come to Arsenal. That is the first thing. They mention such names like they say Mourinho. We should have had Mourinho. Mourinho was invited to Europa League games. He didn't show up because he was least interested in coming to Arsenal. So when you are saying that you want Arteta gone, and you say names like Allegri, who doesn't want to come to Arsenal, who had the opportunity to come to Arsenal twice, he's just playing with the media. You give such names, and even if such a manager does come to Arsenal, is he ready to guarantee us anything better? If you ask the manager, if the club asks the manager will say, I want more money. And the club will say, we don't have more money. So these guys mention names of some of the managers that don't want to come to Arsenal. And they think that if Arteta goes, these managers will take over the job and give us results, which is like they play FIFA in their head.
It's naive.
They play FIFA in their head. The second thing is the only one, you can say, one space where I thought that Arteta may get sacked, that is at the end of the season, is if the board is ready to offload our players which are about to go and get in 5 or 6 good players, really good players, and then they think that Arteta is not good enough and we want to get in new players under a new manager so that the entire cycle does not repeat itself. That means when you're getting 5 to 6 new players, you don't get Arteta players, but you bring in a new manager and you get in his players. So that is the only possibility where I see that Arteta could go, that too at the end of this season. Now, they say that we want Pochettino, but what good is a cup final? I'm not even saying the Champions League final. I'm saying a cup final. If he stays at the club for 5 years and he doesn't give you any trophies at all or anything at all to build on. The other thing is they say that Wenger, they say that we want to see youngsters play. If Arteta would play youngsters in this team, we wouldn't say Arteta out. But Emery played a lot of youngsters. What happened to Emery? Wenger played a lot of youngsters. What happened to Wenger? So they are contradicting some of their own points. They think that if a manager plays youngsters, we are ready to lose games, but we will not say the manager out because he's giving people opportunities. But unfortunately, 2 managers have already gone because of the same reason.
Nitish, we know Brendan's position on this. Brendan, we already know you think the manager's not good enough and you think he's out of his depth. But besides that, like, could you, besides just saying he's not good enough or he's tactically inept or stuff like that, what are some of the mistakes that turned you?
Turned me?
Yeah.
It's just, well, the main one for me is seeing the same players being picked that have failed under previous managers before.
Yeah.
When he's got other options in them areas. Like, for example, I was saying to you the other night, Hector Bellerin. We all know he's not good enough for the football club. But, you know, and he makes mistakes every single week, but this manager continues to pick him week in, week out. When we've got other options, Ainsley Maitland-Niles might not be, it might not be his preferred position, but I'd certainly prefer to see him in that position than Hector Bellerin. Same with Granit Xhaka as well. You know, this guy is just, it's dreadful.
He's terrible. He's one of the worst midfielders I've ever seen in this league. He's ridiculous. I literally went through like the top 10, like not even top 10, but like the top half of the table and went through their midfield. He would not get into any one of them.
Big up TBG.
Honestly.
He's only coming because El Neni had COVID and Partey was injured. Otherwise, you remember he was dropped by Arteta as well. He was on the bench. He was not being played when Partey and El Neni were playing together. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you what is the reason Bellerin is playing. I'll tell you what is the reason Bellerin is playing.
One second. Let him respond, Nitish. Let him respond.
Sure.
That's
Sorry.
fine, but
Go ahead,
if you're gonna, right, okay, fair enough. El Neni was out with COVID, and Partey was injured. But if you're gonna play anybody, and you only have the option of either Xhaka or Ceballos, play Ceballos. Even in fact, what I said to Egal and Kesh as well was
Yeah.
I would have played Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the midfield
Yeah,
because he had a decent
he's
game
a
in
midfielder.
the Europa League.
That's his position.
That's his
With
position.
respect to Ceballos did come on in the second half against Spurs. He did play against Leicester City. He's been more invisible than Granit Xhaka, honestly.
Hey, I disagree with that. I think Ceballos had a good game against Liverpool. I think he had a good game when he came on as substitute the other day against Spurs even. He's always picked out little passes. That's one thing that Ceballos does that Xhaka doesn't do. But hey, enough about the manager. I know Kesh probably doesn't want to speak about that. But we'll move on. We'll digress. The kids. Are we gonna see what do you call it? Are we going to see a front two of not Lacazette, Eddie Nketiah and Balogun, or is Aubameyang going to get game time?
I think
Kev, what do you think about that? Because we were speaking about it.
I think you've got to put Aubameyang in. I know, yeah, we shouldn't be playing him in these games, and we already qualified, but he needs to find that goal scoring edge again.
Can I ask you a question, Kesh?
Mm-hmm.
Does Aubameyang need to be dropped?
He does need to be dropped. He does. But you never know teams ever going to do that.
He's not gonna get dropped. We know that. But on his current form, if we're saying a lot of other players have been terrible, he's been terrible as well.
Yeah.
So
he's been terrible. Terrible.
So you could say that he does need to be dropped. But as the thing is unfortunately we are not blessed to drop an Aubameyang, and like City they'll drop Sterling, they'll bring in Bernardo Silva. We don't have that. So for us, if we drop Aubameyang, are we really confident that whoever's coming in is gonna do anything different?
Well, it's not even so much really that, is it? Like Aubameyang is the only person in this team that actually scores goals.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. We take away our main goal scorer. We've been saying it for years. You take away Aubameyang's goals. We're at Arsenal. This is where we are.
See, Aubameyang could have been dropped if Nicolas Pepe didn't get himself sent off. He would have played on the left, Willian on the right. But it is a blessing for us that we have such talented players who get a chance based on their Europa League form. They come into the Premier League squad and then they get sent off.
Do you guys actually rate Pepe? Because I don't.
I don't rate Pepe.
I do.
I generally don't rate Pepe.
I do.
I'm starting to lose hope in Pepe.
For me,
I do.
The game is about outputs, yeah? I don't care what you're doing on the ball. He's not this guy who's going to get you 20 plus goals, 15 plus goals. He's not that guy.
He's not efficient. He's good to watch, but he's not efficient.
He doesn't get enough into goal scoring positions for me.
Yeah.
Yes, Kesh. I agree with Kesh, but the thing is, Kesh, Aubameyang playing center. Pepe's problem was that he wasn't able to get too centrally. But if he would have played like in a role that Aubameyang is playing and he would have been at the center, he would have at least had more goal-scoring opportunities.
He shouldn't need to be played center to get goal-scoring opportunities. It's about his movement and his run. He wants to be on the ball too much.
Pepe seems
how many times do you see Salah making runs to get onto the end of the ball rather than being on the ball?
Yeah. Pepe seems to me like another one of these players, a bit like an Ozil, who needs to be surrounded by players who are top quality. You probably, if you put Pepe in the Liverpool team, he'd probably do bits. But he's not the type of player who's going to, carry a team. And these are the players that we need at the moment.
Yeah. The problem with Pepe that I feel is his best position is when he's in front of goal taking shots. Both the goals, those spectacular goals in the Europa League, have come when he has been central. So if Pepe would have been played as a central attacker, he would have had better chances. Now, unfortunately, when
anyone would.
Yes, anyone would, apart from Aubameyang, apparently. Last two games, definitely not. So that is the thing. If Pepe would have been available, I think Arteta would have given him at least a run there to see whether he can do it or not. If he can do it, great. If he can't do it, then back to the Europa League.
don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
so
I don't listen.
I wouldn't
This-
put Pepe
this-
central. Not for me.
Pepe is not a central player for me because one, he's gonna get on the ball and he's gonna forget that he needs to bring other people into play. It's all gonna be about him trying to beat a
Yeah.
man and all of that. Like football, you can't play football like that anymore. You can't just want to be on the ball and beat a man every single time.
Yeah,
got
it's
other
not.
teammates.
Yeah, it's not like that. The way football is nowadays is about efficiency and output. It's about high press, high
what I mean?
intensity. How quick can you get the ball from A to B and then into the net? Like, look at Liverpool, bro. You don't
That's
see
it.
Mane and Salah taking off players, bro. Mane and Salah want to be in the box.
Oh,
Trent
yeah,
knows these men are in the box. One
Score
whippers,
goals.
that's a goal.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like, there's no
that's
time.
football is not. It's like that interview that I think it was David Ginola did on Sky Sports. He said that the game of where you see like the finesse players, the flair players who want to get on the ball and make that little that little pass or that little skill here and there. Football's not like that anymore. It's about efficiency. It's about output. Bruno Fernandes, just look at Bruno, right? He's a number 10 cam. He has nothing to his game that suggests to me he's a playmaker. The guy is just get the ball, make something happen, goal.
Respect the
That's
game.
what football is.
Respect the
Yeah,
game.
that's what football is. Yeah. If
He's-
the thing is
Bruno
with
is
Bruno,
what-
yeah, he's
cutthroat.
mad.
He's cutthroat. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. He's no
No, but
nonsense. He'll get
but I
on
want to
the
come
ball
to
and
your
take a shot. He'll get on the ball and just take
Yeah.
a shot straight away just because no one's done
Yeah.
anything else. He's
Yeah,
that guy. He'll
exactly.
just do something.
And coming to your point, this point, and the other point that you guys are saying that like what Salah does, Firmino plays in that role just so that Salah is more central and he gets to take those shots. If I'm not saying it could definitely work, but it would have been a thing that Arteta maybe would have tried if Pepe was
Pepe
actually
hasn't got-
available.
okay, guys,
Hasn't got that
Guys.
ability to me.
guys, we can have this conversation once we get to the positions because I feel like we're never going to get to the lineup. We've 30 minutes in and we haven't spoken about the game. So it just goes to show you there's bigger issues than this game, obviously. But
Oh,
if you were to line up, would it be a back four, back three? What are you saying?
Back
It's
four,
gonna be a
really.
back four. He's not gonna
Standard
change
back
it.
four. Yeah,
Listen,
standard.
we've gone past the back three now. He's not gonna go back to it.
Yeah, it's a standard
So,
back four.
if we didn't do it against Tottenham, what makes it
What does he want to do?
He
Can
said it
someone
in the
actually?
beginning.
What
He
does
said
he
it
want to
the other
do?
day. He said he wants to play a 4-3-3. That's what
He wants to play 4-3-3.
4-3-3.
No,
he's not gonna go back to it.
He's evolved
gonna go
into
back
a
to the back.
4-2-3-1. He's
Convince
evolved
me,
into a
man.
4-2-3-1.
Okay, so 4-3-3. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, goalkeeper, we know what's up.
It's gonna be
It's going to be
right.
Rudderson. Simple.
Runnison, yeah.
Simple, right?
Yes.
Okay. After it, Leno doesn't play these games, obviously. So who else are we gonna ever play? Runnerson, and then
It's gonna be
moving on from Runnerson, what is the next position? Are we gonna go right back?
Cedric.
Cedric.
Right back. Cedric, yeah.
1 second. You guys are going too quick for me. I'm not even getting these pictures up. Okay, so Cedric, what are we saying? No, there's no argument. Here's where I want to speak. Does Kolasinac get a game?
Not at all.
Probably
Not at
will.
all. He
I'll tell you
shouldn't be
what.
getting.
Probably will.
I'd
He
even
will,
put
but
Bell-
Because
I'd
I
even
think
put Bellerin at right.
Taney's been playing a lot. when you think
Yeah.
of it.
I'd
I-
rather play Kolasinac there in a meaningless game and
Yeah.
save Tierney's energy rather than Tierney play because we don't like Kolasinac and Tierney get injured, God forbid. So I'd rather put the donkey there, bro. To be
No,
honest.
I agree with that point, but
1
I would
second,
rather.
let Brandon go.
Sorry. Yeah,
I'd
sorry.
play Bellerin at right back, purely and simply because I don't want to see him playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like you said,
I
it's
agree
a
with that.
meaningless game, innit?
No, I agree. But it's not
No,
gonna happen.
I can have that debate with you why Bellerin is playing, but I think Egal wants to go get on with the lineup.
Okay, no. Let's talk about Bellerin then, because
Yeah.
you know what, this guy, he's been the man. DT said something to me the other day. There's been 23 foul throws in the Premier League. He has 7.
Bro, he's an embarrassment. He's one of the worst right backs in the league. Go through the teams, use their right backs. Would you put Bellerin over Lamptey? Look where Brighton are.
He
No,
was-
you wouldn't. He's dog shit.
He
We
was
don't
team
have
of the
a
season
Lamptey.
2015.
No,
You
unfortunately,
put him
we
ahead
don't
of
have,
Lamptey.
we
He
don't
was
have a
team of the
Lamptey.
season in 2015, bro. The man was
Huh?
the best Premier League in the league in
Listen,
2015.
that's
I'm gonna
fine.
drop out quickly and
That's
come back to
fine.
you.
That's
You see
fine.
that-
Mesut Ozil was the best number 10 in 2010 and 2011. We don't have that Mesut Ozil anymore. Same as we don't have that Hector Bellerin anymore. People need to stop living off sentiment. Okay, he was in Team of the Year 2015 when he burst on the scene as a kid. He intercepted a ball against Bayern Munich from running 40 yards. Cool, we get it. He's not good enough to play in the squad. Like,
You see,
I don't understand how many chances these players are gonna get before people actually wake up and think, you know what? These players are not actually good enough, you know. You've got people arguing and defending Granit Xhaka and Bellerin when this club has seen the likes of Vieira, Petit, Lauren, even Bakary Sagna was a bad boy right back in his day.
He was.
These are the levels that we've had at this club, and you're telling me that Hector Bellerin is the guy that you want to like. He's the one you want to stand up for. I'm not having it.
I can give you the reason why he's playing. If you have
enlighten me, I beg.
I can go on. The thing is, when we don't have a creative midfielder like Liverpool, how do they attack? They attack with the fullbacks, right?
But he can't attack.
So we have to attack with our fullbacks.
But he's not good
going forward. He's not good defending. He's crap defending. He's absolute crap defending. No, if you see the second goal that we conceded against Spurs as well, it was Bellerin's cross that he put in for Aubameyang, and then eventually they did a counter attack. Now, what Arteta is thinking is,
that's the first time I've seen him put a ball in the box for a long while, mate.
I agree.
He normally, what he does is he gets halfway up the pitch and then he cuts back
and sideways. Yeah, exactly. And the ball he put in was behind Aubameyang anyways. He's not good attacking wise.
Yes, it wasn't the perfect ball, but what I'm saying is he does that better than Ainsley. He does that better than Cedric. And the thing is, unfortunately, we don't have a central creative midfielder, so we have to attack with our fullbacks. Tierney is great at his job, both defending and going forward. Bellerin is only good at attacking. He's shit at defending. So what Arteta does is he says his midfielder to switch into that slot and try to hold that position while Bellerin pushes forward. Now the thing is, when he was playing with Pepe, there was no link up. Pepe is out of the team. He's trying to do it with either Willian or whoever is playing on the right wing so that Bellerin can link up and attack. Now, if we had a better attacking player, whether it is Ainsley, whether it is Cedric, if they were better at attacking, Bellerin would be gone from the team. But the only reason he's playing him is because he knows that he doesn't have a creative midfielder. And like Liverpool, as you guys give the example of Liverpool, we need to attack from the fullbacks. We need to attack with the fullbacks, and Bellerin is an attacking outlet rather than a defensive one. And he expects that the midfielder will fill in that slot, which Thomas Partey unfortunately couldn't do it in that second goal. He went off injured. Otherwise, I am telling you that wouldn't have been the second goal for Spurs because Thomas Partey would have been right there where the goal was created from. So that is what Arteta is expecting him to do. If you are expecting Bellerin to be defensively super, brilliant, outstanding, world-class, he's never going to be that now. He is expected to create more chances up front by pushing forward.
The easiest way to end this argument, right, is Egal. That stat that you just read out about the whole 7 foul throw things, we should never play for Arsenal again.
Oh, because
you learn how to throw a ball on a pitch as a child, mate. And if he can't do that as a 24-year-old bloke who's been playing professional football for many, many years, then he don't deserve to be in the Arsenal team ever again.
Wow.
That's the argument.
Okay, so let's go back four. Honestly, I don't know why I have him on. I don't think Chambers gets in.
Ainsley.
1 second. Let's just move back. Let's just move past it. We'll talk about Ainsley in a bit. Sure. Ainsley's not in the back four for me. He's in the midfield. Mustafi is going to start, and I'm going to just put Mustafi next to Pablo Mari. I want to know, do you guys disagree, or do you think Chambers is going to get in, or David Luiz, or I don't think any of those guys are going to play. I think it's going to be these two in the back four.
Mari, Mustafi.
Yeah, probably.
And I put left wing. I put Kolasinac. Okay, guys. Now let's go straight into midfield. This is where the midfield gets fun. I'm giving Xhaka a rest. I'm not playing in this game just because I just don't think he's going to play. Ceballos, not playing this game. Put him on the bench. I think Emil Smith-Rowe is going to play further up the pitch as a substitute. I don't think he's going to start. Yeah. I think Mohamed Elneny is the first guy. I think Mohamed Elneny stamped, guaranteed playing this game. Starting.
Yeah, I think Emil Smith-Rowe should start though.
another guaranteed
Yeah,
start
he started.
is Willock. Now,
Yeah.
based on last week's performance, he is another guaranteed start in the midfield.
Yeah.
So a midfield that I've gone with, if you guys can see, is like this. It's going to be Joe Willock, Mohamed Al-Neni, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, it sounds pretty likely, to be fair.
Okay. And now
Yeah.
here's where we're gonna have a debate. Front three. We already know Pepe is gonna start, so let's just move past Pepe.
Yep.
We'll get stuck on him if we don't.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
on the other side, are we gonna go Reece Nelson? Are we gonna go give Martinelli a chance in the Europa League before he comes back in the league? Or
I think he'll probably be on the bench. I think
Martinelli will be on the play. I'd love to see Martinelli play, but we need to wrap that boy up, man.
Right now, I have Reece Nelson in that spot. Out of those three options, who do you most likely see starting?
Reece
Nelson on the right, Pepe on the left.
Reece Nelson.
Yeah, Reece
Wait,
Nelson.
what's the team that's traveled? Do you know yet?
Yeah, they have the
Nelson travel.
He must have.
Nelson's traveled. Yeah,
He must
he's in the pictures working out.
Okay.
Isn't it the team that works out in the training the day before is the team that travels?
Usually, yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Okay, because no Ozil in the picture, obviously.
We won't see Martinelli. No way. No way. And if we do,
Martinelli was in training.
I don't even want.
think-
No, I
I
don't
think
want
he'll
to
be
see
on the
him.
bench.
To be fair,
if we do
I'd
see
love to,
Martinelli, then this manager definitely has to go, purely and simply
No,
because
not at all.
no. Let me finish my point.
Martinelli just played in a competitive game. So
Yeah,
why can you not play in
played
a
a game.
game against Europa League? That doesn't make no sense whatsoever. This is where you get your fitness.
Because this is where the manager made a mistake at the weekend. He brought
it's
Thomas
different.
Partey back too soon.
No, that's
No,
different.
he didn't.
I understand the Partey one. Yes, I understand that. You brought him back too soon. But Partey was actually pushing as well. It's not the first time we're going to see a player pushing for an important game like this where they've gone in and they've come out injured. At the end of the day, no fan was complaining when he done it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see any complaints now.
Okay.
Martinelli on the different end, it's not a injury like that where he's suffering. He's completely back fit. It's just about
he's gone through full rehab and that.
And with respect to Thomas Partey, as per the stories that were coming in, some said he was out till January. The other stories also said he was ready for the Europa League game, the last one. But Arteta didn't play him at that point of time. He waited only for the Spurs game. So, yes, the medical team cleared him. Now, we are not medical experts, but if a medical team clears someone, even accepts that, okay, he's ready to probably play. If he gets injured in that game, we can say it was a rookie mistake, but at the end of the day, the medical team gets also some part of the blame then.
Arteta said that, though. Arteta said he won't play unless he gets medical. He said all decisions based on the medical team. If they say he shouldn't play, he's not playing. Like he said,
I find it very strange though that how he's never really had a major injury, and then first when we signed him, he's like months out.
Yeah, but
I find it very strange.
No, he wasn't starting.
Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey was injured for Atletico Madrid. He was injured for Atletico Madrid. Remember the Champions League game when he was on the bench? He was injured.
So these medical staff then, why have they not been sacked?
Mate, this is Arsenal. There's lots of people that should be sacked.
Listen, guys.
Well, let's
move past the Thomas Partey thing.
Yeah.
If you had a choice to play Balogun in a front two with Eddie and Nketiah, or drop one of them and play Willock.
You have to play it. You have to stick.
You play the four. You play what you play what he's gonna play. He ain't gonna try a four. He ain't gonna try like a four. Have two attacking cams outside. He ain't doing all that.
No, that's what he did. 4-2-2.
No, he didn't.
4-4-2.
He didn't do that. You go
4-4-2.
He had either Willock or Lacazette playing as a 10.
Lacazette was deep. He was a 10. Yeah, he tried that.
So are you guys okay? So who are you dropping? My question is, who are you dropping? Balogun or
Eddie and Nketiah?
For me, I'll drop Eddie.
Yeah,
but he won't.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it'll be the other. Arteta's playing pretty much the team we've selected. Top three is going to be most likely Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, and Pepe. That's the team that he's going to pick. However, in our opinion, well, in my opinion personally, and Kesh has agreed as well, we'd put Balogun up front for the minutes because the game doesn't matter. You physically need no points and you're good to go. So why not just give the kid? Imagine if Balogun scores 2 tomorrow. His confidence is sky high. That does just good for him. Like, yes, it may not, in the grand scheme of things, be amazing for us like where we're going. But for him personally, as a kid as well, to get 2 goals, Arsenal away debut, and all of that in a big competition, like for him, it's a big morale booster.
What
So
about what about this?
I-
What about this?
Yeah.
Can we give Aziz?
Not yet.
I ain't seen too much.
Maybe as a substitute later in the game.
I ain't seen
Yeah,
too much.
as a
To be honest.
substitute, as a substitute, that's all
5
right.
subs. 5 subs. Why
Guys.
not?
Guys, thanks for letting us on. I'm gonna have to go, mate, because I've got a live stream lined up in the next 10 minutes on my channel. So
Yeah,
appreciate
go do your
it.
thing,
And,
bro.
All right, bro.
Take care, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Sure,
Cheers,
take care.
Brandon.
Yeah, go check out
But-
Brandon AFC TV. No, AFC TV. Yeah, AFC TV. Fan TV.
I get the feeling Mustafi and Balogun will only play because they want to extend their contracts.
No,
Otherwise,
No.
yeah,
no,
Mustafi
Yeah,
is not
Arteta-
extending his
contract
contract.
ain't getting extended.
Did
No,
Mustafi
Arteta-
reject the contract though?
It's not getting
yes,
extended, bro.
Mustafi has rejected it, but Arteta was keen on extending it.
He's
And
not getting
He's a
Balogun
clown, he's a clown then. If he's keen on it, he's a clown. That's
No,
ridiculous.
it's as a squad player. It's not gonna be Mustafi.
He's
Is not
not
gonna
going to extend it. It's what they're trying to do. They're only trying to extend it to get money off. Remember, he's not a old player.
to sell it,
Like
to sell it to
Yeah.
get sell value.
You guys see that video
Yeah.
about? Did you see that video about Saliba? They said,
Oh, that annoyed me. That pissed
What
me off.
video?
I'll be real. They're bringing out Saliba propaganda to Arsenal. Like it's on their website. Like they've got Saliba doing an interview and talking and all these things.
and then he's
I haven't
like,
seen it. I haven't seen it, but it's all over Twitter. Like
You've seen
people
it in the group chat, Kev.
People-
Basically,
I skipped through it. What was it?
okay, so basically, they like name Arsenal players
French players.
and
French players, yeah.
and then French players, right? And then Saliba says he says Henri, check, and then Lacazette says Saliba, and then Saliba responds like, that's not right. He's like, what? You're an Arsenal player? No, I never played. They said players.
You're not reading too much into that. It's not that deep.
So what was that
Honestly,
about? He's not played.
I respect him saying that because that shows me that's a player that
He's
waiting for a
serious.
chance.
He
Serious.
knows. He's serious. He's like, I haven't even played yet. You can't rate me like
Yo,
that.
JR, do you do investments for coin flipping? Because this guy's asking.
Wait, what?
So random.
To what?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure if I look some up, I can. Yeah.
I would just buy whatever promo is going and just get a bunch of them for cheap. Honestly, that's what I do. I just flip it.
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Buy
See,
low, sell high.
See,
Arsenal does the opposite.
respect to
We buy high and we sell it whatever we can get. We buy
with
now.
respect to Mustafi. Good, sorry.
No. Forget about Mustafi.
With respect to
Forget about Mustafi.
No, I was just
In
saying
my
one
opinion,
thing,
His contract is done.
Let me hear what you're saying. Let me hear what you're saying. Go on.
yeah, I was just saying that Arteta was trying to keep him so that he can let David Luiz leave. If at the end of the season Mustafi leaves, Socrates leaves, Chambers is not certain, Rob Holding is not certain, he may try to keep hold of David Luiz and another 1 year extension. He may actually try to do that.
I know
Pablo Mari is the
Mustafi-
big
Mustafi-
Why would you get rid of them both?
The reason why Mustafi ain't gonna stay because that click's
Yeah.
gonna be gone come the end of the season. Your Ozil's gonna be gone. Your
Last
Flashback's
night.
gonna be gone. So he's not gonna want to stay.
Click has been there for
What I mean?
time. Yeah, 100%.
No,
don't wanna
his you know when he said that I don't want to extend my contract, there were talks going on. The Leicester City game, he comes on, he fucks it up. The fan base abuses him left, right, and center on all social media platforms, and he comes out the next day and says, "I am not extending, I'm leaving." So
Yeah,
that is why he
that's
decided to leave. But
can
tell
leave.
me one thing honestly.
You can leave though. That's not like
I agree. I'm not saying he's a great defender, but Arteta could actually get something out of him last season. So that is why Arteta wants him to stay because he's not as old as Socrates, he's not as old as David Luiz, and that is why Arteta thinks of him as a squad
But he
player.
came out and said there wasn't any concrete talks though. He himself
No,
said
but
that.
but
There was
yes.
talk, but there wasn't.
he probably rejected a contract, maybe because of the abuse and all these things, but also
Yeah.
for him personally, he gets a massive signing on fee as a free agent. And obviously he probably knows that we're trying to give
who's
him a
gonna sign
contract
him?
just so we can
reduced
get
contract as well at a reduced price.
Okay. So
yeah.
what about this, guys? How about the
Yeah.
fact that I feel like Pablo Mari preemptive January signing was to prepare for this summer where we're gonna have an exodus of one.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Possibly 100% most likely. Saliba giving him an extra year of training is in preemptive to lose some of these guys. Rob Holding might even be leaving. You know what I mean? So a lot of these guys might be leaving. And the reason why when it came down to it in the Europa League, we were playing guys like him in the defense and Shaka, because we knew we're not going to bring more defenders on this year. We might as well bring them on next year, right? But hey, enough about the lineup. This game, would you guys be surprised if the players' mentalities, they just switch off and we lose a game like this? That means nothing.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd be very annoyed. I'd be very annoyed at them doing that.
They just do that though. These
players but it doesn't make sense. Like the players that start these games are players who probably don't get as many chances.
But then again, I doubt it, because it's not like you're gonna be playing.
Yeah.
The likes of William. I think a lot of young players who's gonna be up for the game.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Dundalk, but I think we could even beat them with 6 men, 7 men on the pitch. The quality that we have, we should be beating them.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful, bro. 6 men.
No, it's not
11 men, but we should be beating them with even 6 or 7 men on the pitch.
You got to take it with context. You have to understand what he's trying to say. Like
the difference of level.
Like, their level is not even
the level difference.
In the fourth pyramid up. Like it's below that. Like they're not the level of a League 2. They're probably not even the level of a Conference Prem. They're probably Conference North or South. That's what their level are, and it's the honest truth. That's why I don't get gassed about the performances against likes of them. Like even Mold, like they're probably what? Conference League 1? Not Conference, sorry. I mean Championship League 1 team.
Our championship teams are more difficult than Dundalk.
Way more difficult than these teams that we're playing. Way more difficult.
Oh man, honestly, I never thought about it that way. I always just thought about it as it doesn't matter who you play, just go out there and respect your opponents.
That's always, you got to play what's in front of you, and we're doing it very professionally because we're going out there. We're not letting it phase us or look at them and think, oh, they're shit, and then end up losing. You know what I mean? Like you got to take care of what's in front of you.
Okay. We
have to recognize that these teams are not of a quality that they should even challenge us. Let's face it.
Didn't we keep a clean sheet with Kolasinac and Mustafi in defense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't take Ward-Prowse, but I'll take Basuma tomorrow. Now, I wanted to ask you, you said something, JR, at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, at this situation that we're in, you're saying we shouldn't take the piss of other fans? Or are you saying that it's kind of...
No, I understand why we do it, because it's football and it's football banter. But for me, this is just personally how I feel, innit? I'm not telling anyone out there, don't take the piss out of Man United fans. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's fair enough. But I'm just saying, me personally, the reason I don't do it, or the reason I don't think we should do it, is because of where we are. We are not sitting in 8th place and we've had a couple of bad results and you're thinking like, yeah, they're still higher than us in the table, but we can take a little dig. We're 15th. We are 15th. Like I have never seen Arsenal this bad. I've never seen it. I've never seen the 15th. I'm young, innit? So maybe older fans have. Bro, listen, yeah, we are 15th, bro. We're 15th.
That's temporary. It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but you say that.
No,
right?
the reason.
But we've been saying we only. Sorry, I was just gonna say we say that it's only temporary, but we've been saying that since the past 4 league games, because we expected to pick up 3 points or expected to pick up 1 point in those past 4 games, and we haven't. So it's not temporary. No. It is something that is. It's mid-December, guys. We're going into the Christmas period. We are not in like this end of October where it's been a couple of games.
It is still October. You forget the season started late.
True.
October. But listen,
do you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying. Like, I've not really been bothered. I've not really been on the.
I'm just trying to not care anymore.
But the reason why, I think the only reason why, I don't think Arsenal fans is so caught up in the bantering sense of it. I think it's the fact that when you watch the football terrace, how many Man United fans was laughing? I think that's what it is, you know what I mean?
I get it.
So,
Yeah.
and it's not a thing where Arsenal fans don't realize. Some of us, not all of us, recognize the situation we're in. Some of us realize it, but I felt a lot of Man United fans was going overboard and
Like,
getting,
talk a lot.
yeah.
No, I get it. They are the most mouthiest fan base on social media. They are. Like some of the football Twitter accounts that I've seen, mad. No, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, and the second thing is United have spent more than us. They have a better squad than us. They lost to us at Old Trafford after 15 years. They were saying that there is no way that Arsenal will beat. They were saying that there is no way that Arsenal will beat us. We beat Leipzig, we beat PSG. This group, we are going to own this group. That is what they were saying. And then they are back at our level. They may be fourth or fifth in the table, but they are at the level right now at what Arsenal is. They were trying to prove themselves to be superior, and that is where the Arsenal fans are saying, no, you're not. You're as good as us. You're back with us. Yes, you may be higher right now in the table, but you are falling into the Europa League where we are already.
Listen, the Champions League is the Champions League, and these guys were in it. So big up to them for that. But at the same time, the fact that you get knocked out and you're into the Europa League, to me, I'm saying, I'm not making fun of them. I'm saying, come, it's okay. Join us. Join us. Join us. Enjoy the pain of being in the Europa League with us. You know what? I'm not going to say we're going to win the Europa League. I'm going to wait until the final the final 8 teams are in it. Then I'll start saying we can win it. At this point, I'm not getting myself big-headed about the Europa League because Real Madrid could lose today, and then you know what? We're screwed.
I don't think we'll win it this season. Anyways.
I think the best banter point there was Ole's
one second.
interview.
I want to get my point across to JR though. JR, if every single day these United fans are going to be enjoying our tears, I might as well enjoy their tears. I at that point, I'm a football fan, and I'm not caring about myself.
100%. This is the thing. This is why I say I completely get it. Because honestly,
especially for myself.
For you listen, you especially. I 100% you are jumping on every single thing you can get, and I understand that. But yeah, I don't know. Do you know what it is? I'm just so frustrated at where we are. Like, it's just such a massive frustration, and it's just like I just don't care enough to take the piss out of them because I'm so annoyed about where we are as a club. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I completely get it, man. Football banter is football banter, and to be honest, if football banter didn't exist, would football even be as enjoyable and as emotional attached as we are now? Probably not. So I do get it. But
and the Ole press conference.
that was great. I've seen it when he said we weren't feeling sorry. Like, players shouldn't feel sorry.
Players shouldn't feel sorry for themselves, but sometimes players have to feel sorry for themselves. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for Manchester United. But one thing I will tell you guys is, you guys are frauds. You guys thought third in the league last year. You guys thought you were this big shit. And you know what? I'll say it again, and I'll say it all the time. Arsenal might be in a bad situation, but in my opinion, Manchester United is in a similar situation than us, and Chelsea just spend more money than all of us. So yeah, I said it. But hey, let me bring it back to Arsenal. We're in a bad situation. We shouldn't be poking fun at other people. But at the end of the day, as a football fan, I'll poke fun of anyone I want to poke fun at. And when I do that as a football fan and not as an Arsenal fan.
No, they keep saying that you should be spending money, you should be doing this. They are spending money. What difference does that make? Apart from
I think with them, they don't spend money in the correct areas. I think they're fans because I watch a lot of like United content just because I find it interesting to just watch. It's enjoyable to watch and just what they think of their club and
entertainers.
Stuff. And it's just when you look at the points that they're making, right? It's like the money that they're spending. Yes, they're spending a lot of money, but they're spending money on absolute donkeys. They spent 80 million on Harry Maguire. No, but they are though.
You know what?
The thing is, they're not spending money correctly.
You know what I'm saying? Maguire, he's not a great defender. He's an okay defender.
He's average. He's good. He's good at like one of those Leicester team.
And the way Man United, like what they bought him for, he doesn't matches it. Like as a ball playing defender, he's not a ball playing defender.
That's his profile, isn't it? That's what they thought.
A ball playing defender, and he's not that.
Yeah. What he is a center back that can go on runs.
And if you look at it this way, any other manager that wasn't there, I don't think they would have brought him to Man United. If it was a Poch, I don't see Poch bringing him to Man
I don't see
United.
Poch bringing in Harry Maguire.
I know a lot of fans say Wan-Bissaka this, Wan-Bissaka that. Yes, he's great at defending and everything, but as a fullback, he has to tackle way more than he should. Way more than he should. And because he relishes it, because
I think it's his recovery. I think that's what I rate him so highly. His recovery tackle.
It, but he doesn't offer anything else.
No, with respect to Maguire, if you remember, they wanted Alderweireld. They didn't get him, and then they went for Maguire. And the other thing is, Man United fans have lost the right to troll Mustafi because he is, in a way, their Mustafi, you can say.
Listen, I would say this: who are you guys worried about in the Europa League? Are you worried about Real Madrid? Are you worried about Spurs? Are you worried about?
I think this year, any team comes up against, they're going to be worried. Like, the competition is extremely strong this year.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how many assists could Tierney have had though? Come on, Christian, man. It's not even about a banner thing. This is just, taking away my Arsenal head. I'm not even laughing. I haven't even been laughing at Man United. I'm taking away my Arsenal head, and I'm speaking on football.
In general, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Where was I again? So the competition of the Europa League this year is extremely strong. And I know it's the Europa League, but don't be surprised if it's more exciting than the Champions League.
And the Champions League, isn't it? Because of the teams that are dropping in. This is the thing. Like,
when the likes of a Madrid, you can have both
Real Madrid teams. Real Madrid, you know.
The possibility you could have both Madrid's team in there. Man United, Tottenham, Leicester.
Oh,
AC,
Real Sociedad, who's performing extremely well in the league. Who's probably
they got that.
We could end up facing
Orizabal, that guy.
We could end up facing Good Evening. We could end up facing Good Evening.
Mad, it's crazy.
But I just want to add one thing. I know it is a bit off topic, but I think more than the creative midfielder, we need a striker who can head the ball.
Yeah, if we're gonna cross the ball,
are you saying like an option off the bench, like an option B?
No, not an option as a front line player. Like
43 crosses. When you say a striker that can head the ball, though, there's levels to it. Are you talking? Do you want Arsenal to have a target man, or do you want a player who's all round ability and can score headed goals?
Even if we get a target man,
no.
Yes, I think.
Come on, change from. Listen, if you're going for a target man, that means you're going. That means you want to stick to. I
think Giroud is the last of a very specific breed of striker.
What about Milik?
He's like 34.
What about Milik? All around. Wouldn't Milik count?
Dead, man.
I would take DCL. I would take DCL. I know we won't get him, but DCL. Why not?
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Shout.
80 mil, bro.
Calvert-Lewin, he's a good player. He's a good player. But he's not a.
I don't think he's an aerial specialist. The thing is, I remember seeing an interview of Ancelotti talking. I don't know who he was talking to.
One touch.
But the one touch, he's trying to turn him into that one touch striker, like an Inzaghi. Like when you get the one touch
to his game.
He's not. But Calvert-Lewin, he does have a lot more to his game, I think, than just the target man. Personally,
no, the reason I'm saying someone who can head the ball, because we know Tierney can put those crosses in all day long. The only thing is we don't have anyone to get that.
I think you're talking. I think you might be saying like a target. I think you might be saying like an option B to bring on off the bench.
Listen,
no, I want someone as a starter now because Aubameyang doesn't. Yeah, Aubameyang does not compete for those balls. Lacazette is playing deep in midfield,
guys,
so we want someone in the
box. I'm laughing, but seriously,
be a target, man,
late in a game, you seen how Manchester United have Harry Maguire up the pitch for those. Gabriel up late in the
Gabriel had most chances against Spurs.
Yeah, he did. I'm not surprised. And Mustafi used to do that also.
Oh, there's so much wrong with this club, bro. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah,
some
of
the stats I read on this club,
everything. We can't get to everything.
Bro, you don't have to be a target man to head the ball. I don't agree with that.
Listen,
when I think of target man, is a man that's not going to get involved in the play. And I think the modern game's changed that you can't be a striker and not be getting involved in the game.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with you on Kesh on that. But the thing is, Aubameyang is not anyways getting involved in anything.
I agree with that. But
I don't think that's down just to Aubameyang. I don't think that's down just to him.
Hey,
if you look, Bro, he barely gets a touch of the football. I
Guys.
think Matt, he probably gets happy when he sees the ball, bro, to be honest.
Listen, we've gone so far off track from the game. Predictions for the game, and then we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Does it matter? I'm just gonna go 3-0, easy win.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2-0.
Kesh?
I'm gonna say 4-1.
Be on the post, Nitish.
I'm gonna say final, and I want Aubameyang to get a hat trick. But I think he's not even gonna play. But anyways.
Yeah, man. Honestly, hey, the Champions League started. I can see Kesh is fully into it.
Yeah, I was just checking the lineups and that as well.
Yeah, I gotta go eat dinner, guys. But hey, thanks for coming on. And yo, JR, if anything, next time I'll see you. Nitish, next time. Kesh, you already know. And then I'm gonna be doing a watch along, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. So go put your notifications for that. And thank you for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace.